Still Pinder. Oh, ball is loose. The Giants have it. Scott Eaton's on the football.
That's a pretty good hitting going on there, I'll tell you.
Jimmy Files knocked it loose, and Scott Eaton covered it.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Anybody who's watched my videos or subscribed to my channel or maybe give me a thumbs up or left a comment, anything at all, I greatly, greatly appreciate. I'm just trying to get my channel up and running, and anything you can do for me, I greatly appreciate. So I just want to thank you in advance. And I saw an interesting article that Eli Manning signed back with with the Giants. And, you know, not so much like he'll be joining a team. He'll be on kind of the business side of the operation. But he will be donning his jersey one more time this upcoming season. More on that in just a second. But you know what he'll be doing with the team is he'll be, like I said, on the business side. He'll be helping out with sponsoring, marketing, community service, and of course fan engagement, which is huge. He said basically pretty much anything that they need for him to do, he's pretty much up for. He said he even has his own office. He said he's never had an office. He had an interview with I watched. It was on YouTube a couple times. I watched it with Sean O'Hara, and they were doing some talking about him coming back and all that. He said he wanted to take about a year off after being there, in the NFL for 16 years. He said he wanted to take a little bit of time off, get away from things. He said his wife's kind of kind of nagging him to get back out of the house and go start working again. So he kind of made a little bit of a joke of that. So he said he has, with his 4 kids, he spent a lot of time with his kids. He said that he did some time coaching his kids. Yeah, he spent a lot of quality time with his kids. One thing he is looking forward to, he said his kids have been to the games and have been cheering on the Giants, but obviously he said he's never been to a game in the stands. Not that he'll be in the stands, he'll be in the owner's luxury suite or owner's box or whatever they have there, I'm sure. And he'll be there with his kids, and he said he's really looking forward to being at a game, cheering on the Giants with all the crowd and all that. So he said he's looking forward to cheering on specifically a Saquon Barkley touchdown. He said he's looking forward to. But he said he wanted to take a little bit of time away from the game, from the Giants and all of that, and which he did. He said one thing was a little difficult was when he was trying to get maybe back in touch with the Giants and all that. He said things were a little bit difficult because with COVID, but now that's kind of starting to ease up a little bit. He's signed back with the Giants. I don't know. I'm sure he'll be hopefully with the Giants for quite a few years, but yeah, you don't know. But at least we know, at least for this season upcoming, Eli Manning is back with the Giants. Now, he will be wearing his jersey one more time. It will be they're going to be retiring his jersey, number 10, in the game when they play on September 26th against the Atlanta Falcons, and he'll also be getting enshrined into the Giants Ring of Honor as well too. So he'll be standing in the center of the field, probably giving another speech, wearing his jersey. Interesting enough, it's against the Falcons is a game where he's going to get his jersey retired. And interestingly enough, the Falcons was the first team that ever got to start against back in 2004. So yeah, we didn't win that game, but that was his first start. He went 17 out of 37 for 162 yards. Not super horrible, not super great. He had 1 touchdown. He had 2 interceptions. Interestingly enough, that Trivial Pursuit question is in the 3rd quarter. His first touchdown pass was to Jeremy Shockey, a 6-yard touchdown reception. That made it 14-7. I think the Giants kicked a field goal in the last quarter to make it 14-10, but too little, too late. The Giants, their offense that year was not very good. And when they had Eli in there in 2004, it was not very good. Matter of fact, Eli lost his first 6 starts. He finally won his 7th start, which was the last game of the season. And my son and I were at the game at the old Giants Stadium. They beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys came in 6-9. The Giants were 5-10. So after the game was over, both teams were 6-10, and both teams were in last place. And neither team was very good. But it was a very, very exciting game. The Giants won. Tiki Barber ran a ball in with, like, I don't know, under half a minute to go, 20 seconds to go or so. Very exciting game. The Giants won 28-24. It was actually the last game of the season. It was January 2nd, 2005. It was the last Sunday night game. It was the last game of the whole season. It was a very, very, very exciting game. But I remember specifically that season, the Giants were 5-2. They lost a close game at home, 28-21, to Chicago Bears. Then they went on the road and they lost another close one to the Cardinals. That made them 5-4. They went 5-2. They went to 5-4. And I don't know what it was, but Coughlin just decided it was Eli time. So Eli, his first start was against the Falcons, and they said they lost the next 6 games. But they won the last one. The season to finish 6-10. But the rest of that obviously is history. But Eli Manning from 2004 to 2019 played 16 seasons with the New York Giants. Once when he started that one game, in 2004, the game against the game number 10 against the Atlanta Falcons. From that game all the way until 2017, the Geno Smith game when Ben McAdoo put Geno Smith in against the Oakland Raiders. Eli Manning was in every game, started every game, played in every game. Absolutely amazing. And one thing is, is even more remarkable is that from, when he didn't play from 2004 to 2019, the last year when he retired, when he didn't play, the only reason why he didn't play was coach's decision. From 2004, every game, to 2019, every game, he had his suit on and he could go in the game. That was absolutely amazing. Now, it's going to be one of these things you're going to look back at, possibly, I don't even know if some of you guys out there may be watching this video, maybe you weren't even born in 2004. I don't know. But just to appreciate, what, we won 2 Super Bowls. We weren't always the greatest team in the world. We had a lot of losing seasons, this, that, and the other thing. But just appreciate what he did. Being able to play every game from 16 seasons. And just to give you a little tidbit here. When I first started watching, the first game I ever remember watching, I was at my grandparents' house. And it was the second to last game of the season. All right. The Giants were in St. Louis playing the Cardinals. It was 1970. I remember watching the screen, and I remember another number 10 going under center. And I don't know what it is, something about that little NY on the helmet, the blue helmet with the little NY. Man, I absolutely love that insignia. I don't know why. When they went to the Giants on the side, it just for me, it didn't do anything. I like the little NY. But anyway, in 1970, it was a number 10 went under the center. And I was just like awestruck. I'm like, whew. And I think I remember I asked my dad, who is that? And he said, that's Fran Tarkenton. Fran Tarkenton's my favorite number 10 Giant of all time, only because he was the first quarterback I ever got to see play for the Giants. That's all. If not, it would be Eli, without a question. Obviously, Eli's one of my favorite Giants also of all time, but Fran Tarkenton is my favorite number 10 Giant. But, I was just so awestruck, with Fran Tarkenton. I was like, wow, But if you think about what Eli did from 2004 to 2019, those 16 seasons, all right, just a little, all right, he could have been the only quarterback that we had played those 16 seasons, all right. From 1970 to just, like, say, 1980, that's 11 seasons, okay? We had 10 starting quarterbacks, all right, in in 11 seasons. You know, some guys got hurt. You know, some that sort of backup had to play. You know, Fran Tarkenton left after 71, and we got Norm Snead, and he didn't turn out too well. So then we wound up we got Craig Morton, and then we traded him away, and then we had Joe Pisarcik and Phil Simms and Scott. I mean, we had Fran Tarkenton, we had Randy Johnson, we had Norm Snead, we had Craig Morton. Okay, then we had Phil Simms. We had Joe Pisarcik. We had Jim Delgado. All right, he started one game for us, sadly. We had Jerry Goldstein, huh? We had Randy Dean, huh? Yeah, now you know why we stunk so bad back in the 70s, huh? And we had Scott Pruner. We had 10 starting quarterbacks, okay, from 1970 to 1980. Pretty, you know. I said a lot of it was just, some of it was injuries. Some guys got traded away. Some guys got just stunk, right? So we had to have 10 starting quarterbacks in 11 seasons. With Eli Manning, all right, in 16 seasons, he could have been the only quarterback we ever had. And if we didn't draft Daniel Jones, who knows? Eli still might be playing for us. Who knows? I mean, think of the beating that guy took. I mean, remember in the 2011 championship game, the beating he took against the 49ers. I don't know how many times he'd just be, after he get done throwing a ball, he'd throw a ball, he'd get creamed, and he'd come up and his helmet would be on sideways, he'd be like looking around, not knowing what the heck's going on, fixing his helmet and all that. And he would just get up and go back in the huddle, call another play. I mean, I'm like, how does he do that? I mean, you look at Daniel Jones, right? I mean, a physical specimen. Daniel Jones could outrun Eli. I mean, he's muscular, everything. And he's been hurt. 2 years he's with us. He's missed time both seasons. And he's a better physical specimen, far better physical specimen than Eli Manning. But some guys get hurt, and some guys don't. And Eli never got hurt. And someday we're probably going to look back on this. You know, hopefully it won't be for a while, but I mean, someday we're going to look back on Eli and go, man, you know, for those 16 seasons, that guy was Superman. Whew. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!